All right, welcome to another GameItAll.com live. My name is Lucas Grimm.
Adelaris.
And Rick.
Rick finally has an image up and running. Yeah. That is...
It's funny that we've been trying to get this fixed for weeks. And then during my birthday supper, it just occurred to me out of nowhere, what if he tries turning off his camera? And I'm like...
Yeah, the fucking easiest fucking thing that we could think of, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was it?
I
Occam's
blame
razor?
Google. It should have known I didn't have a camera.
It, honestly, that should have just...
Because I think what it is that it was programmed to assume if you're using Hangouts, you have a camera, and it tried looking for one, but it didn't. Couldn't find one.
So there was actually a good amount of news this week, which is good, definitely, because we're in the business of news, so
yeah,
we need to talk about stuff, and it's actually going to get even bigger because this weekend is PAX East. So for those of you who don't know, PAX Boston, Penny Arcade Expo. So this is like the pre-E3 event. Pretty much. This is where people will go in, start showing off their games that are coming out between now and E3, usually, and maybe even later in the year. Speaking of which, we got to see one game back at Tokyo Game Show 2014, which was Suda51's brand new free-to-play brawler, Let It Die. We are finally actually going to see actual gameplay of the game shown at PAX East because they are bringing a playable demo. So if you're down in Boston and you're going to PAX East, let us know how that actually plays out. I've been very curious about this game. Suda51's one of my favorite developers.
Yeah,
so,
after the No More Heroes, they went really quiet, so it was hard to get some news out of them.
They didn't go quiet. No More Heroes, and then after he had Lollipop Chainsaw. So they didn't go quiet. Killer is Dead was another one.
That's still quite a while ago, though. Like, they weren't too in more
Killer
in the news.
Yeah, Killer is Dead was the last major, like, really major one that Grasshopper Manufacturer actually did. They did do another one for a anime that came out. I can't remember what that was, but it was kind of a compilation of different anime artists.
Okay.
And then they made the game to kind of go with that. But Let It Die, from the information I've seen of it, what we know of it is that you will start off with nothing. You are a character who's in his underwear, running around, killing people to steal their gear, and then equipping it.
It's an interesting idea.
It starts off like that. A little bit of the gameplay that I was able to see is based on, almost looks like Dark Souls in a way. So it's going to be interesting to see if that is the actual case.
That didn't take Google long to kick me out.
Oh, no, just right out. Now, aside from that, if you're also at PAX East, you might want to stop in at the Square Enix panel. Square Enix has a big lineup that they're actually showing off, which includes the new Hitman game, Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness, I Am Setsuna, Hitman Sniper Death Valley Challenge Mode, Hitman Go VR Edition, Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, which is actually spelled out Unchained X, just for some reason they have it listed as Key, and Final Fantasy XIV Heaven Sword, as well as Final Fantasy 15.
I'm pretty sure they're going to throw the new 7 in there as well, too.
It's hard to say at this point. There's a lot of stuff going on with 7 that we're not sure of.
Yeah, though regardless, it's a major year for them, and everybody's like really hoping they turn things around because it's such a like a beloved company. It's been around forever, so.
Well, yeah, exactly. Now, Hitman is already out. We already know that part. Star Ocean, Integrity, and Faithlessness was actually just announced to have a June 28th release date. So that is coming up very soon. Another 2 months, and we're going to have the localized version of that game.
Star Ocean's a good series. 4 kind of fell short, but 2 and 3 were definitely really good, so I'm hoping 5's good too.
Yeah, exactly. Now, aside from all those games going to be shown at PAX, they are also going to have some panels, including a meet with the cast of Deus Ex Mankind Divided. And yeah, that one's definitely interesting. And also Lara Croft, the undisputed queen of gaming. So this is going to be like a kind of a show to get together and like have people talk about their experience with Lara Croft. That is actually going to be hosted by Greg Miller, who is from Kind of Funny and IGN, and he was the guy that did the presentation for Final Fantasy 15. So we already know what he can do for Square on that, so it's going to be good to see him on the stage moderating everything.
Yep.
And yeah, it looks like Square is actually going to have a big presence at PAX.
The name of that is pretty funny though. The undisputed female. I was like, I think Savage has something to say about that.
The undisputed queen of gaming.
Queen, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, queen, female, same thing.
So you also have, there's also going to be more stuff based on Heaven's Ward for Final Fantasy XIV, and a panel based for Hitman as well. So yeah, like I said, Square is pretty much going to be dominating PAX East. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to announce, what they're going to show off there. Now, speaking of Square, we have a couple different announcements. One game was just announced today, and that was... Here, let me pull up the exact title because I am going to screw this up. Valkyrie Anatomia, The Origin, which is what looks to be a sequel or the new entry to the Valkyrie Profile series. So that was actually just announced today. We don't have a lot of details on this one, but it is announced. It's looking for a spring 2016 release in Japan. So that's actually fairly early. So hopefully they'll be able to pull that one off. And we also have we don't have any confirmed platforms at the moment. Now I'm not familiar with the Valkyrie Profile games, to be honest.
I know Valkyrie Chronicles part of that, or is that something else?
That's Sega.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, no, it rings a bell, but I don't recall ever playing it, so I don't know much about it. But it's definitely a pretty aged series. It's been around a long time.
Yeah, I haven't played any of it, so I'm not sure of what it is at this point. All I know, it is a big series. A lot of fans has its own following.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll hear more about it, see a trailer, or get some more information later on. Now, the bad news with this, continuing on with Square, is that Square has canceled their free-to-play multiplayer shooter game, Nosgoth. That's based off of the Legacy of Kain series.
I'm not entirely surprised, given how much stuff they have going on, but also because I think financially they need to take a step back on some things and let the more tested properties get out first before taking risks on free-to-play stuff.
That's
So it sucks, but I mean, looking at it through a business perspective, I can kind of see where they're coming from.
yeah. That I suppose that does make sense. Psyonix was actually working on that before they fully canceled the game, so it kind of surprised me to hear that part, and the fact that everything was just they were just shutting it down because they were really trying to advertise it at the last moments of the game's life. It seemed so like that we just got the new Beastmaster class. There were promotions in place to actually actively show the game off.
Yeah,
But,
it usually when they're that far along and something canceled, it kind of tells me maybe something major really happened too, development-wise. That they were it's like, oh, this is not going to be ready in time or something like that.
that's a possibility.
Yeah, because game companies definitely like, from what I understand, they don't like to cancel something, especially after they've already invested into it. They want to see some return on their costs. So canceling a game usually takes quite a bit. So something must have happened to have them cancel that.
It is a possibility. The game will be up and running until the end of May. Yeah. So it will be up until the end of May. And I'm just trying to see here. Any refunds or anything that's the... sorry, I just got like barraged with information on my screen all of a sudden. So all of a sudden I'm just like,
Get your learn on, son.
God damn it. People stop sending me emails on stuff. Actually, no, don't stop. Keep sending stuff. So, yeah. So, end of May, refunds are going to be in place for anyone who bought stuff from the beginning of March 1st on. And the servers are still up and running, but you cannot buy any new content. So there. That
They should just make it all free until it closes.
I think it's probably their way of trying to recoup some of the cost.
Yeah.
But it does suck that it's got such a short lifespan if it's already out.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, let me just see here. So we covered everything that I wanted to talk about with Square. Fairly quickly too, and that was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I think we've gotten used to the slower or the quicker time now.
Yeah. I do want to mention I wrote up a little thought piece on the tech demo for Final Fantasy 15. I was impressed in how responsive their night and day cycles are, and the lighting system, and like it.
Oh yeah,
It's a fucking beautiful game. I was super impressed.
The Platinum demo was a perfect tech demo.
Yeah,
Like that's all it was for. Where the one that we got from Type 0, that was great. That actually showed a lot more of the combat and a lot more of the gameplay.
yeah.
But Platinum is, here's the tech, and this is what you'll be able to do.
I had some surprise visit over the weekend, and I made them play it. And he said, I wasn't intending on buying 15, and now I have to.
Pretty much. That's what a lot of people have been telling me as well. So, do you remember? I hate to say this, but it's been almost 10 years ago now. Do you remember when the first Gears of War trailer came out?
I don't remember the trailer. I wasn't into Xbox right away, but I do remember a lot of hype building up for it.
Well, okay, since you don't remember it, was the trailer. The trailer I'm talking about specifically is the Mad World trailer, which featured Marcus running through the streets while the Locusts are trying to get him, all to the tune of Mad World.
Isn't that what eventually became a Nintendo game? It rings a bell.
No, 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 no,
No?
no, no. No, the song. The
Oh,
song
the
Mad World.
song. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you meant the game, man.
No, no, no. The song Mad World,
Okay.
all around me. Yeah, that
Okay.
one. So that what Gears 4? Gears 4 is going to be a completely different beast, is what we're seeing here so far. And with that, they tried to manipulate, or not manipulate, wrong word. They tried to copy that same feeling that we got from Mad World with their latest trailer, which is out now, which premiered last night, actually, during Fear the Walking Dead, which featured Disturbed's Sound of Silence, their cover of Simon Garfunkel's song.
That song got a lot of momentum after
That
it appeared on a talk show. I forgot which one, but
every
yeah,
everyone just started sharing that song after
they started
that.
sharing it, and apparently, like the song itself started climbing charts, like both that one and the original.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's fucking Disturbed's version of that is
yeah, it's really good.
near perfect, I would say. And with the new song or with the new trailer, it really works. They nailed it. Now, the new trailer, the first thing that we got to mention, it showed off the new characters first off, or one of the new characters, JD Phoenix. So we're playing Marcus Phoenix's kid first off for the new game. Also, it showed a lot of what Sarah has become now that the Locust is, all dead.
That's the name of the planet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that the Locusts are all dead and everybody's like happy and fine, they brought back farming, everything's good. But now we have these feral beast-like creatures that are now seem to be the main antagonists now. Whether they're related to the Locusts or not is still yet to be seen, but we'll probably hear more at the Microsoft conference in June for E3.
That is a planet that can't catch a break.
Oh, that planet is just fucked anyways. I mean, it has what happened in the first one, like glass rain. Like it was raining razor sharp glass. I seem to remember.
I don't remember. It was so long ago.
The fact that the first trailer was 10 years really bugs me, because I was like, that's the game that sold me on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's play Xbox 360. Let's get Gears of War. It's gonna be great. Played it, loved it, and then that was 10 years ago. What the hell?
I think by the time I picked up an Xbox 360, the second one had just come out, so I sort of played them right back to back, and that's probably why I don't remember it too well.
Yeah.
My major problem with the series, with Gears of War in general, they're good the first time you're playing through. The second time you're playing through, you start to pick up on little plot holes and just...
It doesn't have a lot of replayability if it's not for the multiplayer.
Yeah, exactly. Because after you're done the story, you're like, oh, well, I'm good.
There's quite a lot of shooting games that are like that, so I'm not very critical about it. I mean, I was like that with Halo. Like, once I played through the story mode, I didn't need to go through it again. But, I mean, it compared to other shooters, it did have a lot of weird quirks and stuff. But to its credit, it was one of the first major like cover-based third-person shooters. So it did tread a lot of new ground for itself too.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, yeah, because a lot of games you did not have cover based like until that time.
Yeah, and now we got games like The Division, which has a lot of that feel, because like by the time this game rolled around, you were used to it because there's so many games that got inspired by it.
Yeah, pretty much. Now it's just Okay, it's another cover-based shooter. We're good.
For my birthday, I got a used watch.
I mean, there was a game that tried to do cover-based shooting beforehand that did it pretty well. Was called Kill Switch. I don't know if anyone remembers that one. PS2 era.
First one, yeah.
Yeah, it was really one of the first cover-based shooters, and that game was good, but it did not have any lasting power. Like there was no multiplayer. Besides, from that time, multiplayer was,
Kind of rare
not
in certain ways.
multiplayer was
online.
not the reason why you were going to buy the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the story was convoluted as fuck. Like I made it about halfway through the game, and I don't know what the fuck was happening.
That's the game that was also a launch title for the PS4, right? Like one of its later iterations, Kill Switch, or am I thinking of something else?
You are thinking something completely different because there was only one game on that one.
What's the game I'm thinking of? It's got like an enemy. I think it was called the Hellgast or something.
That is Killzone.
Killzone. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the
Killzone had a great cover system. Killzone 2 and 3 had a great cover system. I hate that they got rid of it for Shadowfall.
Okay.
They really should have kept it, I think.
Yeah. Cover based to a lot of people, it's a love-hate relationship because when you do too much of it, you kind of feel like I want to play the hero, but my hero spends 90% of his day hiding behind stuff. And on the other hand, like
I don't want to be a dead hero.
Yeah, you don't want to be a dead hero, but you want to differentiate yourself from like the Call of Duties and stuff like that, where your hero is essentially a bullet sponge. Or especially in Halo, but it kind of makes sense in that realm with shields and stuff. But it's been improving with a lot of games. So now you got like Deus Ex and all that, where cover-based shooting mechanics feel more natural. They're less stilted, and they're quick to go in and out of cover, which was one of my biggest draws with earlier ones, because you would go into cover and then trying to back yourself out of it would be a pain in the ass because your character didn't really know how to respond to that.
Yeah, exactly. So, here, we'll move on actually here because we still have a couple more news to handle. So, I actually have friends that were in the...
I don't believe you. Kidding.
What? Fuck you. So, I actually have friends that were in the Bloodborne tabletop game. They were in the beta for that. Now, they said that somehow the game was actually really fucking faithful to the series, and it looks like it's going to be great later on.
Yeah,
now,
there's one Kickstarted for Dark Souls now.
That is the story I wanted to talk about.
Hey!
Dark Souls is coming as a board game, and so prepare to die a lot more
IRL
this time.
I'm actually looking forward to this because I really like playing board games with friends. So.
Oh yeah, board games are great, and the Bloodborne, according to my friends that saw the Bloodborne tabletop, it is exactly like the original game. So exactly like the PS4 edition. This one is actually, I'm just making sure to see if it is the main character, or sorry, not main character, same company that run it. But they are looking to keep...
Yeah, the games are so similar, I don't imagine the tabletop versions are going to be that separate from each other, but I mean,
no.
if it worked for one, then it's going to work for the other, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pretty much. That's exactly what I'm thinking here. Yeah, so I actually don't know if they are going to be part of the group that did Bloodborne, but they will I can see this going to work now that I've been told about the Bloodborne one.
Yeah.
So if Dark Souls seems to be the next best thing for that in this case. I'm not even sure if I said that right. I'm just going.
We understood what you meant. That's good enough.
Yeah, you understood what I meant. So, and speaking of which, Dark Souls 3 comes out tomorrow.
I'm always confused by that because I've been watching Let's Plays and stuff of it.
Yeah,
and
two of my friends are playing it right now. I think maybe if you pre-ordered it on PC, you get to play it.
No, what happened was that the game was leaked early in Japan, and people used their Japanese accounts to go get it. And what happened at that point was the Japanese version has the English audio or English subtitles and English menus.
Well, that explains it.
So that's the full reason why they're.
Yeah, so I think, but they also released streamable review copies because
That too.
the Game Grunts opened their episode saying we got our copy early because we did Dark Souls 2, and they want us to start streaming it first before it comes out. So,
well, I got two friends playing it right now. What's interesting is on the Steam page, under the system requirement, everything's written in Japanese.
That's
odd.
That is odd, yeah. Like, check it out yourself. That's interesting.
That is here. Let me bring that up then. No, I don't want to set the account recovery stuff.
Yeah, it's always annoying. I don't know if it's just...
Okay, take me to the store. There we go.
Like, I could just screen share mine, and you guys could see it. That's an idea.
That is an idea.
How do I screen share? Oh, there we go. I'll just share Steam. Perfect. You see it?
Not yet.
There
we go.
To be the primary now.
There we go. Yeah, so it has the Japanese requirements right there.
Yeah. And just to show, this is entirely in English here on my Steam account.
That is fun.
Two friends playing. So
it's a bizarre oversight.
It really
it's like
is.
what's going on? It's people had the game for almost three to 4 weeks now, and we're just getting it tomorrow, like as a full release.
Full release, yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a very interesting thing. Well, you know what? You can always get the game now or set to pre-order it now if you haven't done so already at our sponsor link below. Because this podcast is sponsored by Green Man Gaming. So we are offering a 20% discount off your game. So if you go to the link below, use the coupon code in the link as well. 20% off for you, my friends.
And it's a really good site. I was surprised at how cheap a lot of the AAA titles on there were.
Yeah, so was I.
Exactly. So and that's perfect time to pick up Dark Souls 3. It's about to be released in another 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah. Do it. Do it.
Okay. So now that we got the sponsor read over,
when you almost made a smooth transition to it too.
Almost.
It was so close. I was sitting here like he's gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, and I failed horribly.
Nah. I thought.
So you were thinking too hard about your imaginary friends. We don't blame you.
Yeah. So, Resident Evil. The 20th anniversary is happening right now. And, of course, we have already seen, let's see, two games released for Resident Evil this year, and that's been the Resident Evil 0 Remastered and Resident Evil 6 Remastered. So, the next game in that long list of 5 games coming out this year, the only original one has been delayed. So, Resident Evil Umbrella Corps, the multiplayer shooter based on the Resident Evil world, has been pushed back from a May release to a June 21st.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. It's only a month, and the game's going to cost $29.99.
Okay.
So that's an extra little bonus.
I'm not the biggest Resident Evil fan, but I did get super excited when they announced that they were remaking 2.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone got excited for.
So I was like, I want to play it.
I got excited that they said that 4 was coming back to PS4, and I was like, I'm gonna have to buy that game again. And I'm like, wait. Then I thought about it. I'm like, I have it for PC. I have it for PS2. I bought it for GameCube. I bought it for PS3. Jeez. I bought it on Xbox 360.
You gave it enough money already.
I think I gave Capcom enough money for Resident Evil 4.
I think you may need the mobile edition.
There's a mobile edition?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me.
I didn't know that. I have to go check and see how it is. And now I will stay away from the mobile edition. I'm pretty sure on that one. But yeah, Umbrella Corp will be out June 21st.
That's pretty cool.
They showed a new trailer showing off all the customization that you can do for your Umbrella agent, so it looks really cool. And I can't wait to see more of it, personally. It looks like it's going to be a fun multiplayer shooter, and it's priced right so that I don't feel really bad for spending a full amount to buy an online-only game.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough sell when you're multiplayer only without any story, because I've been burned by a couple games that did that. Like Titanfall is one of them. Like I was expecting a story and there was none to be had.
Speaking of Titanfall,
yep,
new trailer, or teaser trailer, released today. No idea what's going to be added into the game as of yet, but we will find out in June.
I did hear one thing is that they're introducing swordplay for the mechs.
Yes, that is the only thing really confirmed.
And that's almost good enough for me.
They did mention it is multi-platform. This was done in an interview, by the way. In an interview, they mentioned that it's going to be multi-platform. It's going to have a story mode.
Yes.
And the mechs are going to have swords.
Yeah, because story mode was the #1 requested thing. I think I might have mentioned it before, but when you're playing through the original, it tries to give you a story, but you're doing it through a multiplayer match, and you don't have time to listen. Unless you're hiding in the corner of the map.
Pretty much. So, yeah, Umbrella Corp coming out later this year, or next month. No, 2 months from now.
Yeah.
My timing's so fucked up. There we go. 2 months from now. It looks great. It looks like Counter-Strike meets zombies. So, yeah, should be interesting to see. Now, next thing I want to talk about, NIS announced I think it was a month back, that it was going to bring a whole bunch of new titles over, one of which was Psycho Pass Mandatory Happiness. Now, for those of you who don't know Psycho Pass, let me just put it this way. It is an anime, and it's pretty much a more fucked up version of Minority Report.
So basically, Japan.
Yeah. It's basically Japan. So it's basically It's set in the future. The world is, or people are monitored, and if their stress levels or their psyche goes above a certain range, they are put away for psychiatric help. And if they go beyond the limits, they're no good to society and they're killed off.
Yeah, because that's not stressful at all.
No, not at all. So, Psychopath's Mandatory Happiness is a visual novel that NIS is bringing to PS4 and Vita later this year, actually in September. September 13th to be exact, and September 16th for our European friends. Game will also be coming to Steam, but we'll have more information on that at a later date. So this is going to also include a limited edition package, which has a softcover art book, soundtrack in the jewel case, 3 pencil boards, microfiber cloth, and a collectible box. Now, if you're a fan of the anime, I would say pick it up because it looks great. I love the anime personally. It was probably one of my favorites to watch in recent history, and this one just looks like it's going to expand on the ideas and make it a lot more twisted. There's a lot of multiple different endings. Most of them are all based on your hue level by the end of the game, so how stressed out you are by your choices and how much you fucked everyone over. So yeah, this sounds like it's going to be fun. I'm not one for visual novels, but that sounds like it's going to be one of them. So aside from that, let's talk about Hyperdimension Neptunia. You guys don't know this series that well.
Nope.
That's
I know of it.
We wouldn't know where to start. There's so many that came out. It's like a shotgun game.
Okay. If you're going to start on the series, Mark 1.
That's a good name for it.
Yeah. Hyperdimension Neptunia MK1. That's the remake of the first game. It is the actual canon first game. So there, you can start there, Mark 2, Mark 3, and Mega Dimension after. Or, yeah, Mega Dimension, yeah. Shit, see, this is exactly our problem at Idea Factory. We love the games, it's just... We have
Follow
to
the
stick
Final
on...
Fantasy style. I can read Roman numerals.
We can talk about the hyper dimension, the mega dimension, the super dimension, the mega tag dimension.
All the dimensions.
So this week we had 3 big announcements based on Neptunia series. The first of which is a collector's edition for the spin-off sequel of Hyperdimension Neptunia Action U, which is called... Holy fuck, here we go. Mega Tagmention blank plus Neptune versus Zombies. So this is a Vita exclusive, and it is multiplayer as well. The first time the series has a multiplayer game. Now, if you're new to the series, this game, as the other ones are more RPG, this one's more based like Dynasty Warriors. Just action brawler, goes around destroying everything. So, for the special collector's edition, which is available on Idea Factory's website right now, you get a scrapbook, a CD with jewel case, a statue of Blanc, who is the personification of the Wii. So, yeah. And you also get the game, of course. Now, the game will be released. I'm just getting the exact date for everyone. Looks like May 10th is what I have here. Yeah, game will ship out. So this will ship out on its release, which is May 10th in North America, and to be announced for Europe. So yeah, that's happening for that one, and we also got the announcement of Hyper Devotion Noir, the game's strategy RPG, which is focused on Noir, the PlayStation personification, as she gathers an army of chibi game characters, or characters based off of video games. So we have characters that are based on Metal Gear, FIFA, Dynasty Warriors, Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, Dragon's Quest, just keeps going with this. And we actually nominated that for RPG of the Year. It's really good. Recommend it. Once again, it's another spin-off, so for you guys, like I said, stick with Mark 1 for now, if you play it. They're all really good games, and especially
all
if
over
you're...
the place.
They're all over the place. Finally is the last spin-off that we got announced, Super Dimension Neptunia.
It doesn't help that they all sound the same.
They all change. Just change the one word.
They all change one word, so they all sound the same. You don't know what you're playing.
The Super Dimension Neptunia versus Sega Hard Girls.
Yeah, that's a name.
So, for those who don't know, which is everyone on this podcast, to be honest.
Don't Google Hard Girls.
Sega Hard Girls is an anime series, or a manga series, that is the personification of the Sega consoles as magical girls. So you have the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast, the Mega Drive. They're all going to team up with the Neptunia goddesses, so I forget what Neptune is. She's one of the Sega consoles. I can't remember what it is. As well as Blank, who's the Wii personification, Noir, who's the PlayStation personification, Vert, who's the Xbox.
Those three are easy to remember.
Yeah. Those three are easy to remember. And, of course, the rest of the cast of the game. Now, interesting thing is, the main character of that one is actually going to be Iffy, one of the other side characters. She's actually going to take the spotlight in that one. And, yeah, it looks actually really good, especially if you're a fan of the series. That is also a PlayStation Vita exclusive. So, yeah. That's everything I had for Neptunia, because just the names are so difficult to get if you don't have them written down right.
Again?
The last one I talked about was Super Dimension Neptunia versus Sega Hard Girls. The one on PC is Hyper Devotion Noir. And the Brawler that's coming out May 10th is HyperMegaTagSuperdimension Blank versus Neptunia. Blank versus Neptunia. HyperMegaTagSuperdimension Blank plus Neptune versus zombies.
There you go.
First
I feel like the few times I've talked during this podcast have just been to make you miserable, Luke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck.
That means you need to be on all of them now.
Yeah, that's the news. That's everything I had here. So there's a lot coming out this week.
And especially DLC wise, both Destiny and Division are getting competing DLCs. So there's a bunch of surveys going out. Which one will you play?
Fuck, that is horrible. Well, I'm going to be playing the Division in that case. Well, no, actually, I'm not going to be playing the Division. What I'm going to be playing is Battleborn. While we still have that beta, I want to play through that. I want to unlock everybody.
I'm already level 5, and
Level 13.
yeah, I'm surprised, pleasantly surprised rather, of what I thought of the game, because I didn't like the art style just from the outside look, but after you're actually playing it and getting to see what the aesthetic of the world is, the art makes sense in that case, and I started enjoying the game, and very much Borderlands humor. So I was surprised by that too.
Yeah, that was actually a very pleasant surprise. So, for tomorrow, we have Dark Souls 3, as already mentioned. Ratchet and Clank, the remake of the first game that's tied into the movie, is also being released tomorrow for PS4. The Park for PS4, and then back on the 14th, we have Code Princess for Windows, and for the 15th, we have Bravely Second Endlayer for 3DS.
I heard a lot of good things of the Bravely Second games.
The Bravely series is really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a big week, and it's only getting bigger from this point on, as we have so many games announced for this month.
E3 is only 2 months away.
And E3 is only 2 months away. Hey, like, I'm just like, oh, fuck, this is getting ridiculous.
And we love every minute of it.
Oh, yeah, like, so far this year for gaming has been very entertaining, to say the least.
Yeah.
So,
because usually it's like lull during the spring, and then it picks up for the summer, then lull fall, then back up in winter. And it's very consistent that there's a lot of good games coming out, at least one really good game per month almost.
and there's a lot of surprising ones too. That was my favorite. Is the fact that, like, we have here's a great one. Enter the Gungeon.
I saw you playing that a while ago.
That has to be in my top 10 right now for games that came out this year. It is just fun. It's a top-down bullet hell roguelike dungeon crawler. That's 4 things that you don't think would work well together, and it does. It's the bullet hell, the roguelike experience just mends so well that it's really hard to explain. Like, hopefully I'll be able to explain it better when I finally get the review done. But it is good. That's what I can say right now. So, has there been anything that's really surprised you guys so far?
I've been playing a ton of a lot of games actually during my downtime, but I just picked up Rainbow Six Siege, and I've been having fun with that. It's another multiplayer only game, but even if I don't do particularly well myself, I still have fun with it. Just because it's a lot better than some of the previous Rainbow Six ones. Like, a little hard to explain. Like
Yeah.
even if you're not doing well yourself, like you get killed really early on or whatever, it's still fun to actually go back on the next round and try again. Like, you don't feel penalized for not doing well, and when you do well, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, just demolished a building full of terrorists. So I was pleasantly surprised, because usually when it's a multiplayer only game, I start getting frustrated pretty easily, and that's why I stopped playing League of Legends.
Well, to be fair though, League of Legends is incredibly toxic.
Yeah,
I have not played League in like 2 years, and I do not regret it.
I
over 2 years.
I only stopped playing it because my timing fell out of sync with a lot of my friends. When I was playing with my friends, I was fine if we could get a full team. But as soon as we had to start relying on random people to fill up the team, like 9 times out of 10, it was people that would blame you for everything,
Yeah.
regardless of whose fault it was. Like, stop blaming people, just play the game, and then they would just like sit in the base and just let your team fail because they don't want to participate no more. So
Yep.
stuff like that is super infuriating in games, but games that are shorter in length and don't penalize you so hard if things don't go well for your team, I was very much for that.
Yeah. Well, the only time I go back to League now is when Earth is on. Earth mode.
Yeah, I like the I think it was called Chaos mode or something, where they
Which one was Chaos mode? It was the one where everyone has the same character.
no, that's the one where all the AI, like their ultimate abilities, are multiplied. So instead of shooting one laser, you shoot 6 lasers all over the place.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that was so hard.
It was so hard, but I loved it for some. I just like playing against AI.
The mechanics were so interesting.
And now for a topic that at least Luke can return to us with, I also beat Broforce, which
yes.
I had a lot of fun with. It was ridiculous, but in the perfect '80s movie way.
Oh, Broforce? Yeah.
Yeah.
How much content is out for it now?
Not,
Last time I played it, there wasn't that much.
On the PS4, we have. I'm not sure of the number, but I'm going to say probably at least 30 bros.
I was gonna say it seemed closer to 20, but I don't think I unlocked every one of them yet.
Yeah. Last time I played, I had them all unlocked, and if I remember right, it was Ripley, the last one that was released.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
okay.
yeah,
There's more after.
There's more.
The one that I just got was Broden.
Okay, you have like another 2, I think.
Okay.
Which the last one is the Brolander.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw your PS Share update for that.
Yeah, I keep posting that on my wall. I'm like, it's fucking hilarious, the Brolander.
It also tests your your '80s action hero knowledge.
Yeah, and I realize I've watched a lot of '80s action films with that.
They're good. I mean, like the plots are ridiculous, but you don't watch them for plot, and that's what I loved about those movies. They're action movies.
When I started pulling out Van Damme characters, I'm like, I wonder how many people actually know who Universal Soldier is.
Yeah, or Time Cop, or stuff like that.
Time Cop, and then like fuck, I can't remember
There was one I couldn't place, the Professional. I know the movie was called
Leon the Professional.
Yeah, I don't remember who was the actor though.
That was Jean Reno.
Oh shit! I love Jean Reno.
And his special ability brings in Natalie Portman.
Yeah, that's an ability, all right.
I mean, sure, but okay. Double Bro 7 was an interesting one.
Yeah, his first special just drinks.
I don't know if that was actually supposed to give you a boost in stats or anything, but yeah, just
I think it was just for laughs, but
probably.
Yeah, there was a. I never figured out what the Time Cop ability was. Sorry, not the Universal Soldier one. He just gets a red ring for a second, and I don't understand.
I think it's invulnerability for like a split second.
Yeah, it's just it's bizarre because I never seem to get it to work. I tried doing that. It's definitely nowhere near as effective as Neo's.
I don't think, like, assuming I'm thinking of the right character here, I don't think it's invulnerability, but I think it doesn't take control, but turns an enemy to his side. Like if he's next to it, but I could be wrong. I know one character can do it. I don't remember which one. But
it's been a
been
while
a
since I
very
played.
long
I've been
time.
focusing on Battleborn and everything.
Yeah.
We should play it on Twitch sometime.
Oh, probably. I'll
Well,
restart
it's probably
my
not cross-platform though. That's
no,
yeah.
and it's not multiplayer either. Well, yes, it is. It is
Yeah,
multiplayer.
yeah, it is. It's multiplayer.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
I've played that
I
multiplayer a
forgot
lot
it
of
was
times.
multiplayer. I've only played it single player.
yeah.
It's so much
Speaking
more
of
fun with fucking your
speaking of
friends over.
Battleborn, though, Battleborn apparently you can play the story mode beta on like single player. Apparently,
Yep. I did one level single player, and it's really hard. Like
okay,
you're way better off
well,
playing
as a
with
team.
as a team, but you're also rewarded more for playing as a team as well. So
Okay,
playing single player, you also have the option for advanced and hard mode as well. But I feel that
yeah,
those are just for bragging rights more than anything.
because me and Mo played it last night, and yeah, we got fucked.
Yeah,
We just got wiped by the boss, and we were like, the fuck.
yeah. I the least amount of players I played with was just one other person. We managed to beat it, but it was very close. It was the one with all the vortexes and the weird monster at the end.
Yeah, that's the one I was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
The,
boss just wiped us.
the other one though that where you get to fight Isaac, like throughout the whole level, I laughed because Isaac's dialogue is really funny.
So that's the Void one?
Uh, no, it's the other one where
The
you
other one.
fight a big robot at the end. But throughout the entire like level, you definitely have that Borderlands feeling where the main antagonist just mocks you the entire trip until you get to go fight him.
Nice. Okay.
And like he chain swears and everything, but it's that like sort of PG sort of swearing where you'll get the first and last letter of it, and the rest of it's blanked out.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to still have to play through that one.
it's fun. You'll like it.
Oh yeah. Um, what else? What else? Anything else that you guys want to talk about?
Any
This is
upcoming games you're looking to beat?
looking to beat. I'm trying to beat like 5
Every-
games right now, so I can get the reviews out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm working
that's
on,
bad conversation starter right there.
Okay.
I'm working
I tried.
on Europa Universalis right now.
How's that?
It's so far so good, but I want to play it a few times so I can write a proper review on it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna play more Siege. There's no story to it, but
Yeah.
I mean, I bought the game, I might as well play it. But I'm looking to once I get some personal stuff taken care of, I'm gonna have a new work schedule event coming up. So I may not make it for the podcast, but it'll allow me free time otherwise to do some extra stuff. So in the future, you're gonna see some new type of content coming up for me. I'm not gonna say what because it's a teaser.
Oh yeah, there. Speaking of new content, we had some awesome film interviews that we had earlier this week, including Miss Asia USA, Ashley. Man, why did I forget her name all of a sudden? Ashley Parks, I believe it was, and
I think so. Yeah.
I forgive me if I said this wrong, because I have the memory of an old man, apparently.
Wait, I thought you were an old man.
Explains the
I'm
memory.
getting there.
How's it?
I was right, Ashley Park, yeah. I knew it was Ashley. I knew it started with a P. I just could not think of if it was. We also got to talk with Zach Ward, which was a pretty big one as well, because he was in the Christmas Story. He was the guy that gets his ass kicked as Ralphie. Gets the pounding from Ralphie, I should say.
Ooh.
That's great interview. It was a lot of fun to have him on there. Brandon really brought the show together. And
There's an anime review that just came up like a couple hours ago too.
Yeah, we had our new anime review, which was Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
And also, that's a new feature that you're going to see a lot more of as well. We have an actual anime reviewer who's going through, watching all this stuff so that they can review it. She's great. The first one that came out already was Panty and Stocking versus Panty and Stocking featuring Garter Belt.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Wow, I think it's time to cut the podcast. I am stuttering and getting.
Are you drinking?
Not anymore.
That was the problem.
That's my problem. I only had one beer.
Yeah.
Tried to cut down, and it didn't happen.
Did you mention my review coming out tomorrow?
Your review is coming out tomorrow for Honeycam Studios.
Of course.
Of all the fucking games, but you know.
We kept joking that we were gonna get a porn reviewer, and that's as close as it's gonna get.
This is as close as that's gonna get. That joke is officially dead now.
And for those of you interested, there are some screenshots that you can check out in the review.
Oh dear God!
But they may not be adult screenshots, just game screenshots. So don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up. It's still PG-13.
It's a safe for work review.
I hope that's the title of the review.
I could make it the title.
Oh, there you go.
I think we should. It's a safe for work review.
A safe for work review. But it really isn't, because talking about the fetishes in game alone just makes it not safe for work.
Okay.
Do you guys know what cake farting is? I had to look that up.
Oh no.
I know what it is because I've been on the internet too long.
Like, I was playing the game and I was like, cake farting? What the hell is cake farting?
And you looked it up, didn't you?
And I looked it up and I just threw my arms up and gave up on life. Like, I don't even know what to think anymore.
It had its own dedicated website for a while. I only found out because the first time I heard about it, I had a roommate, like, this was almost 10 years ago. I had a roommate just, like, shoot me a quick IM for the other room. Hey, check out this website. Cake fart. The fuck is that? So, in my head, it was, like, probably a Newgrounds site or something, or Flash games or whatever. Open this site, there's a video, and I'm looking at it, and the more the video went on, the more I was like, what am I watching?
You know what was wrong with that whole statement that you said? The more the video went on.
Yeah. I was so confused, like that weird sort of curiosity where you gotta watch it through. But I mean, Mike was the person that sent it to me. So.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Not Metal Mike, the one that we make fun of every so often on here.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't watch the podcast.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. So that's our hour is up, and hey, Korey dropped.
No,
the podcast is trying to end me now.
The podcast is trying to end you, so we gotta cut this out. So once again, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Green Man Gaming. Make sure you check out their link below and get 20% off your next game. As mentioned, Dark Souls is available for pre-order right now. Also, if you want to get any of the other games that we would recommend, HyperDimension Neptunia Action U is also available on their platform, so give that a shot, 20% off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and for GameItAll.com, I'm Lucas Grimm.
I'm Delaris.
And sexy voice Rick.
And thank you all for watching. You guys have a great night.